Alright everyone, buckle up because we got our next run up and running here. Oh, I just noticed that sounded kind of funny. Alright, so our next run is going to be Warhammer 40,000 done by Failracer. Failracer, take it away.
Let's go. Welcome everyone to Warhammer 40k Space Marine. It's a little bit of a silly speedrun. It's quite broken. Hopefully I'm gonna show how broken it is. And yeah, I think we can just start. Okay, so the start is when I confirm the difficulty selection. So I guess in 3, 2, 1, go. So we start with a little fight. We show a little of sharpshooting skills, which unfortunately, oh well, it always happens like that. So I'll have to eliminate all the orcs over here. If I was fast enough eliminating the Gretchens, I wouldn't have to wait this much for the pathway to open. And now this explosion would have staggered me if I didn't do a stationary melee attack while going into it. So it allowed me to proceed a little faster than I would otherwise. And right here we only needed to eliminate that one orc gunner to open this explosive barrel and finish off the prologue. So I guess this game is an attempt from beloved Relic Entertainment, who only really done strategy game beforehand. And they tried to combine a third-person shooter and a hack-and-slash game into one. But on easy difficulty, we're really gonna lean into the third-person shooter part, because it's just more effective. You'll see later on. And right now, it's a great place to explain our main form of movement so far. This being melee dashing. You just sprint, press melee, and then you can cancel the animation in various ways. For example, you can cancel the animation by aiming, but if you cancel it like that, you'll need to reinitiate your sprint. But since right now we have two weapons, we can cancel it via swapping. And unfortunately, this one will become not so viable a little later, but so far we can just spam swap between our bolter and bolt pistol. So, okay, here I go back to my body, and thus I need to eliminate 2 less orcs than I would have to otherwise. We again utilize melee dash cancels, and there are some dialogues that lock us into walking. And if we walk sideways, it's actually faster. Why? I don't know. The game is just silly like that. Another fight we have to go through. There are like 4 groups of orcs, one of which we've already eliminated. Okay, come on guys. Let's be friends, please. I want some hugs. Okay, so right now we pick off Gretchens from afar, and when the boys drop down to us, we utilize the barrel for some additional area of effect damage. Okay, who's left? Yeah, the aim assist can be a little crazy in this game. And there's even some assist for your melee. Oh, okay. Yeah, it did lock me. So there's a very small section of dialogue that locks your movement, and you can get the trigger that locks your movement and get past the trigger that gives you movement back again. Fortunately, you can unlock yourself simply by reloading the checkpoint. Okay. Now we return to canceling our melee dash with aiming yet again, because I mean it's likely a placebo, but I think the dashes with the bolter are slower than dashes with the pistol, and with the chainsword, as opposed to combat knife we've had prior to this, you have a period of cooldown, so you cannot just spam away, and every dash kinda costs a little bit. But again, that might as well be placebo, since I haven't ever tested it proper. Okay, so here's a small wave fight, where we mostly utilize our grenades to the best of our ability. Okay, should kill all of them, although we can still easily pick off stragglers with our bolter. Those gunners are not essential because the orc ship is already en route. We can still finish them off. Okay. Wait for all of them to drop a grenade, and wait for the mini-boss. Okay, so there's a mini-boss cutscene that starts with a fade out. Each fade out to black can be cancelled via going to the pause menu and going back out. And in certain cases it yields interesting results. Very interesting. We'll see later on in the run. Here is a walking section that will last for like 30 seconds, and we're just utilizing going sideways. Would be funny if this game had sort of a crab walk that's kind of present in another game I've speedrun being Splinter Cell Conviction. There's one level that is almost entirely based on that. Okay, so here we get our rage mode, do some NPC pushing. Rage mode is gonna be utilized in a few ways in the run, but the most interesting one we'll get to when we get to it. And yeah, every checkpoint that is triggered after a dialogue cancels out the dialogue when reloaded. So you can utilize that in cases where you want to remove your slowdown states, or where you just really need to skip some voice lines. And with this, actually, with that mini-boss, we're almost done with the combat in the first quarter of the run. You'll see what I mean by that in just a few seconds. Okay, and we arrive to our first new weapon. Okay, so let me explain what just happened. This thing is called zipping. If you hold W and D, basically go diagonally, sprint, hold bolter, and rapidly switch to a weapon in your third or fourth slot, you will just teleport rapidly like that. Of course, it also kind of depends on camera, but yeah, it's silly. Okay, and yeah, with this we get insane speed, and almost every upward slope is a free ticket to out of bounds. Just as I demonstrated right now, skipping a fight. And you probably noticed my weird movement under the map, where I just continuously reinitiated sprint. So some weapons such as bolter, stalker bolter, and I think some others which we just don't really utilize in the route, they give you stagger whenever you're in the air. And that's unfortunate in some other circumstances, but here stagger actually allows you to reinitiate sprint at any point like that, and thus you just continuously cancel your fall as opposed to just sprinting in the void like you would with your pistol or some other weapon that we'll talk about a little bit later. Oh, and speaking of free tickets to out of bounds, this is the first jetpack section, and we're already in the part where we're not supposed to have a jetpack. We basically got around the trigger that takes the jetpack away. So let me just tell you, in Glitchless, this particular chapter I'm on right now, it's like 9 minutes long. In 80%, we skip it in under a minute. Oh, this game, this beautiful game. Okay, so what I was on about? Yeah, jetpack. Same type of melee dash cancel applies to jetpack sections as well, but you mostly cancel it with with jumping. Okay, so what I did while I was in the Fade to Black, right here after triggering a checkpoint, I held S, so I went a little backwards. Basically, in this game, the load triggers and the checkpoint triggers are entirely separate. So even though we have touched the checkpoint trigger, we didn't get the load trigger that we need to get the location to load further. So the checkpoint that I triggered spawns you into a cutscene and spawns you right in front of a load trigger. And while you're in Fade Out to Black, before cutscenes, you still are able to move. So I just held backwards and went into the load trigger while the cutscene was starting. And here we skipped another gigantic chunk of the game, skipped the trigger that's supposed to change the scenery. So this orc ship is gonna clip through the ceiling. It's normal, it's okay, it's Space Marine. And we just utilize the turret to take it down in as little time as possible. Okay, here I go away from the turret so it doesn't damage me too much. And we get back on it. Okay, should be fine now. It looks scary with the low health, but it really isn't. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to quit out. We need to choose our mission Inquisitor from the menu. Let me explain why. So the jetpack locks away your third and fourth weapon slots. So you spawn in this chapter only with the bolter and your pistol. But we need our Vengeance launcher, which the game spawns us with. If we... Okay. It was almost scary. Which the game spawns us with if we choose the chapter from the menu. So we basically skipped the whole chapter already. Because since Vengeance Launcher doesn't give us stagger, we can literally fly almost anywhere. And now we're coming up to the elevator. Elevators in this game are silly. If you get above the elevator platform, like this, and fall down on a moving elevator, you can just bounce like this, and again, our sprint cancels help us get out of bounds, deload a huge chunk of the map, and skip a lot of dialogue, a lot of waiting, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is a great example. Here you see a part of the location deloaded. I really needed it, and a thing about zipping. Zipping is essentially, as I've told you, rapid teleporting. But since it's rapid teleporting, you can literally miss certain load or checkpoint triggers. So in certain instances you need to walk to actually get what you need. Here we were supposed to meet an Inquisitor who is behaving a little silly, but we skip the cutscene, and thus he does not spawn over here. So he does not trigger a dialogue that would take away our sprint, that would force us to reload, and there are some other side effects of it, which we will see in a little bit. So now the game still opens the generator room up, as if the Inquisitor was here, because it's apparently tied to something else. And it's actually crazy how certain things don't break the game, but, well, don't cause it to crash or softlock, while the others, seemingly much more innocuous, they do. Okay, so in a little bit, I think in like 30 seconds, fair warning, flashing lights, because I'm gonna be utilizing a certain thing. Yeah, so right now, pretty much right now. Okay, flashing lights. Okay, it's gonna be quick, and we're done. So what this was just now? The rage mode we've picked up actually gives us slow-mo on a certain upgrade. But the thing is, on like sniper weapons, it drastically increases your fire rate if you spam aim down the sides while shooting. Okay, so the game shouldn't crash right here, because I didn't get meleeed, didn't get anything. Yeah, we're fine. Sometimes the game can crash at the end of this chapter. The game is silly. And we're now off to the sewer section, another part where we just go sideways, and here we need to eliminate those 4 Gretchens for a quick fight in this next room. Otherwise the game isn't gonna give us the checkpoint. So here we zip forwards, touch the trigger to spawn the 2 gunners, kill the orcs coming from the pipes, and we trigger the checkpoint, which teleports us further to the door we need to go through, and we are gaming. Okay. This part right here is a little scary. We need to zip carefully, because for some reason the developers put death triggers around those pathways. Oh, and another fair warning, flashing lights right now. Okay, and this should be it for the entire game, no more. Okay, this section is scary in particular because those squigs, those bomber enemies, they can deliver you an instant kill. Okay, and yeah, of course, don't miss the low triggers, because then you'll fall into the void and you'll have to start all over again. Okay. Here, for some reason, there are certain walls that are only really active if you're above ground. I don't know why and how this works in this game, but such is the genius of Warhammer 40k Space Marine. And here we actually have our friends in the sewers, in the part where we aren't supposed to have them, because I think we've skipped a section, or rather a trigger that's supposed to despawn them here. So right now we're gonna be skipping. We're gonna be skipping a sequence of us reuniting with our friends. We're gonna fly out in this conveniently placed hole and pray that the game gives us the checkpoint finally. Alright. Okay, get the trigger that is roughly over here. Okay. Let me orient. And we go to the next chapter. Oh, by the way, why we were able to take the jetpack into some further chapters, but not into the Inquisitor, which we had to reselect from the menu. Thing is, the game is divided into chapters, and the chapters are then divided into parts. And some things they just don't transition between parts. For example, jetpack. But the locked places on your weapons for some reason does. Oh, yeah. Sometimes you can zip through some slopes. Which is why it's another reason why you need to zip carefully. Do it carefully all the time. Okay. Here is a fight. We're gonna respectfully avoid all the enemies. Good thing I had rage mode on, otherwise it would place me before the checkpoint, and we skip another gigantic part of the game, the part where we're supposed to fight through a bunch more orcs, meet with the Inquisitor again. Okay, again, every slope is a ticket to out of bounds with zipping, and we get to another section with the jetpack. Jetpack means even more out of bounds, obviously. Okay, so we land on this destroyed pillar, and we land over here. I actually like to call the jetpack sections the point-and-click sections of the game, since you basically point where you want to go with the ground pound, with the slam, and then just press. In my case, it's F for melee. But yeah, some parts in those jetpack sections are surprisingly scary, because the ledges you need to land on are extremely tiny. And I've gotten a silly bug that renders you unable to slam in the air twice in a row now. Okay. It happens if you try to jump again too fast after a slam. Okay, I got a little bit disoriented here. And we continue our adventure through the outer bounds. And we're actually almost done. Okay, so we'll land on this edge and get the low trigger. Okay, video game. Thank you. And here's the scariest jump. Okay, should be fine. And yeah, here coming up is a 2-minute auto-scroller section. So if there's anything to read, now is pretty much the perfect time to do so. So if there's anything to read, go ahead.
Yes, as far as the donations go, we are sitting at $76.23. And if you would like to donate, all you have to do is go to the donate link down below in the stream, or hit !donate inside the chat.
Alright, so this section is actually kind of scary in an actual any percent attempt, since you're kind of thinking to yourself whether you're gonna crash or not, because there's a long animation at the end of this section, after which the game can crash if you didn't get the correct triggers. And it's always scary in any percent attempts, thinking to yourself whether it's gonna crash or not. And as far as my experience goes, there's almost no way to know whether you did everything correctly or not really. Okay. So here you don't actually need to eliminate any of the enemies, but yeah, still did for the fun of it. Except for the bombers, they are scary, they can actually kill you. Okay. Let's see. If the game crashes, I'm just gonna restart and start the game back again from the bridge section. Knowing marathon luck, it's probably gonna crash. Alright. Yeah. Just give me a second. Of course it gives me this beautiful error message. RIP. Space Marine is just like that, and you kinda roll with it. And it's
sometimes games can be like that, eh?
Yeah. Alright. Or...
Yep.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay, so right now we're just waiting for the game to proceed with the opening screens, and we just go straight to the bridge part, exactly where we crashed, because this particular game crash, what it does is it actually corrupts your save. So if you want to do the auto-scroller section again and expect the game to proceed as normal? Nah, not gonna let you. Here we just zip to the end of the bridge, eliminate a bunch of orcs, and get the Valkyrie to spawn. Okay. Now we're zipping with Meltagun, which has basically the same properties as the Vengeance launcher when it comes to zipping. And now we are going to zip to the laboratory from the very start of the chapter. Here we need to avoid a lot of things in the air, a lot of floating assets, so that they don't push us under the ground. Because if they do, you're not getting a checkpoint, and the checkpoint you've gotten prior is over the void, and it's pretty much GG. And you kind of have to restart the section from way further. So, good thing I did it correctly, right? Okay, so in this pipe I want to go normally, because there's a trigger that might soft lock the game by not opening a door at the end of the lab. And the lab is basically a huge linear section where we zip past the turrets. Turrets are a menace in glitchless. Here though. Okay. This room is the scariest because it has rocket turrets that can stagger you out of zipping. Please, I beg, thank you game. Sometimes the interaction prompts on the doors are a little silly. Okay. Oh, unfortunate. I'll have to redo this skip. Basically, you need to get to the door at the end of this room as fast as possible before it closes like this. And it skips a detour and a bunch of dialogue. Okay, I'll try my luck. My luck sufficed. Okay, and here I'll try to do the window pound skip. Is what I called it. Okay, let's see. Unfortunately, I can give it another shot, I think. Okay, well, they're still talking. It's basically a dialogue skip. Oh. Well, another case of zipping being scary, as you can zip into textures and yeah, with no way out. Here, let's try to fly up here. Okay. If I don't succeed right now, let's give it one last shot. Nah, I won't have enough time to redo it. Basically, you fly out of this window, you land on the frame, you fly out of this window and get a checkpoint over there, which spawns you in the next room and skips some dialogue. Okay. So we are continuing to go through the lab, ignoring everything. Okay. And we're up to this room, and this room actually showcases another use for the checkpoints. because you can spawn your bodies with you in here. Okay. Do
Mais vous serez en mesure d'utiliser l'arme?
Bien sûr. On ferait mieux de se dépêcher. Cet endroit va être
Do I bowl?
pas longtemps. Bien sûr.
To be or not to be? To bowl or not to bowl?
Désactivé.
You know what? You know what? We bowl.
Voilà les orques.
Unfortunate. I still have plenty of time, considering my estimate. Basically, there's a skip, you fly out of bounds. If you get enough height, you get into the elevator before it loads, so it loads around you and it skips a fight.
D'utiliser l'arme?
Bien sûr. On ferait mieux de se dépêcher. Cet endroit va être inondé d'orques dans pas
I think now I'll just...
Désactivé.
Autorisation
It's
accordée.
okay.
Sécurité désactivée.
And this particular skip would soft lock me. That's actually the funniest part, and the play around the soft lock is actually pretty difficult. Probably the most difficult part of the entire run.
Placez le conteneur dans son support au sein du noyau d'énergie, capitaine.
On risque d'être exposé?
Seulement si vous lâchez le conteneur.
So we just do the sequence. We get into the elevator. And we proceed to the big plot twist of the game. I guess it's exactly the time to talk about the story. So here, Space Marines, the Ultramarines chapter, comes to the forged planet of Graia to liberate it from orcs, who are out
Dans l'ascenseur, Ultramarines.
here to capture
Dépêchez-vous.
the title we've witnessed, sort of. It was in the background of one of the chapters. And we find an Inquisitor. Inquisitor promises us that he'll be able to wipe out all the xenospecies of the planet with a specific weapon, which we are going to activate. This chapter. Play. And he's gonna open up a warp portal. Coming up.
we're just gonna, figure out some technical difficulties here. But yeah, so far so good. It looks like we have raised $76.23. And if you would like to donate, all you have to do is hit exclamation points donates to do so. And our apologies to Failracer for this. Technical difficulties happen all the time, but we are trying our best to get that run back up and running. But since we have a few moments here, how's the chat doing? Spaghetti, if their internet comes back, they will continue. I believe that is what we are trying to do, Spaghetti. Okay. Okay, so it appears that Speedromizer has hit another boss stage when it comes to tech behind the scenes. So we're just going to take a few moments to make sure. Alrighty, so while we get some things figured out back here and all ready for Failracer, I just want to let you know what this whole speedrunning event is for, and it is for community. Now, community has been built by and for queer, trans, and two-spirit communities since 1979. Today, their leadership continues to create and build an organization that supports everyone within two spirits, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersexual, and asexual communities across British Columbia through support, connection, and leadership. If you want to donate, just hit exclamation point donate to do so, and we're going to try and get Failracer up and running as soon as we can. Hopefully everyone is enjoying Failracer's run so far. As a matter of fact, hopefully everyone is enjoying Speedromizer so far. Once again, this is the first day of many days when it comes to speedrunning, and yes, technical difficulties is the real boss to an event like this. But don't worry, just like a lot of our runners, we are going to make sure that boss knows who's the real boss. What does that mean? I don't exactly know, but coming up next is going to be Catwoman, done by Falcon Luma. And after that is going to be Backyard Wrestling 2, There Goes the Neighborhood, done by DJ Fatso. And those are just two of the many, many runs over this weekend and next weekend. Hopefully y'all tune in for weekend number 2, where there is going to be even more amazing runs. And as far as the All right, I see the chat there. I see the chat. I feel bad for Failracer. Well, we have Failracer back up and running, so we are going to reintroduce this run. Failracer, please take it away.
Oh, so I'll do my best to bring this run home. And yeah, so since the big plot twist happened and the Inquisitor should actually be dead, we skipped a certain trigger that would despawn him after the cutscene. And if not, well, an elevator ride where the characters discuss another character being traitor, while Inquisitor is right there with us. It's actually so silly. Here we only need to eliminate demons to activate the end of the chapter, and we should be gaming. Okay. Now is somewhat like the last 25% of the run. We again fly, skip a bunch of stuff. Oh, I see. Okay, let's redo this a little bit. Okay, so instead of walking down the pipe, instead of doing some stuff, we get the low trigger over here. We get a dialogue to delay a certain prompt. And we continue flying. We fly through the fights between the forces of chaos and orcs. And we fly into this dialogue trigger. A friend of ours is gonna call out Titus. He was able to withstand the power of warp in a cutscene. But we're just gonna skip that cutscene. We're also gonna take this slow trigger, and we're gonna skip some other sequences. Okay, where am I? Unfortunate. Let me. Sometimes you're just too low to get the checkpoint from under the map. Okay, let's go. Drop here. And here we go, finally. Great. We are so back indeed. We are gaming. Okay, so we drop down under this pathway. And we go to the elevator shaft. And yeah, here's the fade out cancel that yields some interesting results. So instead of going like normal, we drop like that and witness some glorious out of bounds. So we just picked up last cannon, which is not useful for zipping, but we're gonna utilize it to its fullest in a boss fight that's coming up. Okay, we skipped another gigantic fight, and we fly straight to the boss fight. Okay, video game, as you wish. We need to... Okay, so here, this hole is an entrance to the boss arena, and we just load it from the other way around. Okay, so there's a technique. Both Lasgun and Meltagun have cooldown for their fire, but we can fire one while the other cools down, and we completely obliterate the Orc War Boss. And since the checkpoint triggers so early, we can avoid the War Boss flashbanging us. Yay! And we completely destroy him. Let's go. There's one more squid. Gotta be careful with those fellas. And we're not gonna see any more orcs till the end of the game at all. Okay. Another case, the first fade out. We're locked in place, second fade out. And the game is silly. We can see how it swaps the locations for the next chapter. Alright. Actually, you need to be very careful with going through, with zipping through the doorways, since you can actually end up inside the textures again. Once again, very, very careful. French localization is pretty peak, honestly, and my choice to play the game in French is entirely personal, because there is no conclusive evidence that French is faster. Okay, so here we skip another cutscene that triggers after the checkpoint, and I'm gonna do a little silly. Let's see. We're gonna land on. Please. Okay, I think I'll have to redo it. It's a little silly skip to manipulate the spawns in a fight. Okay, we landed on the pipe, and we fly into the arena. No way, I just did that. Ah well. If I get a softlock, there's an easy fix. So, the same technique that we used on the war boss can be used for the Chaos Champions. Okay. Yeah, I've softlocked, so I just need to go to this room. The softlock is actually tied to the game getting extremely confused and for some reason spawning the orcs under the map.
Leandros et vous ouvrez les
Fair
portes de
warning,
Manufactorum.
this isn't fully tied to... Okay, I salvaged it so hard, man. This isn't entirely tied to us utilizing zips, because this happened in glitchless as well. Okay, so... Okay,
Enoch, j'ai la source d'énergie de l'inquisiteur Brangan.
I got the bounce, but unfortunately it wasn't high enough to get the checkpoint. So the bounce works because you see those tracks, you can zip over them and it will get you a little higher than the elevator platform and it will bounce you up. Here we get to the door as fast as possible. The dialogue again locks us to walking, but we get the checkpoint and get to the fight. The blow drones are very easy, just shoot them twice in the propeller with the last gun. Again, as for language, the language is personal preference, since there is no conclusive evidence as to French being faster than other languages. Okay, let's see if I get the bounce right here. Yay, let's go. And we skip the entire Titan ride right here. Oh, did I not get the deload, brother? Huh? Okay, let me actually try and salvage it somehow. Nah, there's no way. Okay, so somehow I didn't touch the trigger that is near the elevator that would load the next area. Marathon luck, I guess.
Elle alimente la porte warp juste au-dessus. Pour arrêter l'invasion, il faut détruire la flèche.
Je comprends. Okay, so we do the flight again. It's one of the bigger skips in this game, and it's actually what initially...
Enoch, j'ai une cible pour vous. La flèche orbitale.
That's what initially pushed the game to go sub-hour.
Enoch, j'ai une
Okay.
cible pour vous. La flèche orbitale.
Let's lock in.
Elle alimente la porte warp juste au-dessus. Pour arrêter l'invasion, il faut détruire la flèche.
Je comprends.
Okay, let's do it normally. You can actually fly out over here. Okay. Okay, now we are gaming. So this skips an entire ride on the Titan. It skips a lot of dialogue and generally helps. Okay. Unfortunately, granted the mishaps with the OBS,
En luttant pour la
I will be going over estimate, but
à la vengeance.
I'll do my best regardless. Okay, so this fight, it would be a decent difficulty spike, but the developers kindly left us an autogun. The autogun which completely trivializes it. By the way, so over there, there's a cutscene that we've not yet triggered because we skipped the whole section. And we can overlap said cutscene with the cutscene that ends this chapter. Let's see.
Ces traîtres sont déterminés. Et cette
Okay,
plateforme est
yeah,
totalement
we trigger some more
Titus, nous sommes prêts à
dialogue.
vous transporter.
Okay.
Le seigneur des traîtres l'a tué.
La. Not entirely overlapped. I went into the cutscene a little too early. Okay, so now what do? We get up here and fly, so we can skip going down on the elevator. And then we fly through this whole chapter as fast as possible, skipping everyone and everything. And there's another interesting sequence break coming up. Oops. You actually don't want to land out of bounds there. Because the low triggers are entirely inbounds there. Oh no, it's... Okay. Stream should be up. Okay, so... while the stream was dying, I've completed a small sequence break, loading the location from the other way around.
Ici Titus.
We do
Capitaine Titus, le fondeur aux classes de chauve est à vous.
another elevator bounce, and now we do another pretty crazy skip, bridge skip. First, we need to spawn a pair of sorcerers, but we need to despawn the invisible wall. So, you're really video game. Okay, so we spawn to Chaos Psychers. And fly to the end of the bridge. And this right here, we will only need to eliminate this guy. Come on. Okay. Who else? Okay, looks like I will have to engage in this part of the fight proper. Okay. We have to do so. We do so.
Les ennemis de l'homme sont là.
Could have actually done the skip glitchless way. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Damn. Let's see. Unfortunately, this skip is a one-time only thing. That's why I have to do this section. Normally, so to speak. Since reloading the checkpoint messes up the triggers. Is this it? Finally. So, if everything happened correctly, the Thunderhawk would have flown in almost instantly.
J'ai besoin de tout votre talent, pilote.
Je vous emmènerai dans l'œil de la terreur si vous le voulez.
La flèche orbitale suffira pour l'instant, mon frère.
1.5 chapters left. And we get to the final jetpack section. Final jetpack section means we go out of bounds again.
Cette bataille est la mienne.
Oui, chef.
And first thing we do is we bypass a barrier that was honestly pretty lazily placed. And now we go entirely out of bounds. And speaking of that, since we skipped the trigger that takes our jetpack away, we will keep the jetpack till the very end of the game, till the final boss. And since the cutscenes in this beautiful video game are in-engine, our character is gonna keep the jetpack even in the final cutscene, and it looks so hilarious. By the way, you can do bounces even like that. Okay, we're almost at the finale. Let's see if I get the bones here. Yep, here we go. Okay. We need to get 3 triggers. This checkpoint, the objective, and the trigger that is here, in this spot. And we're at the final arena. And since we have jetpack, we are completely ignoring the invincibility shield that Nemeroth has, and just eliminate everyone on spawn.
Avez-vous regardé le ciel dernièrement?
It is so silly.
Vous avez ouvert un passage vers le royaume du chaos.
we wait for a voice line and we eliminate another group of demons. Another group of bloodletters. Okay. Should be all of them. Now we stun the Chaos Strikers and finish them off with the bolter.
Vos misérables forces impériales seront bientôt éradiquées de la surface de ce monde. Bientôt.
And the Rage Mode Jetpack Slam, it helps you eliminate the Chaos Champions in a single strike. Now we farm Rage Mode for the final boss. The final boss being a QTE.
Et vous allez mourir ici, seul.
Okay. Again, we shouldn't have the jetpack here. Okay. This is the first of the two QTEs.
Même s'il faut attendre 1000 ans, je reviendrai un jour et je me vengerai de votre misérable personne.
And now we just avoid the boss's projectiles, so we can tank all his hits while farming Rage Mode right now.
En fils véritable du chaos.
Okay. And time should be coming up in like 10 seconds from now. 1. And we're done. This is time. This was Warhammer 40k Space Marine. It's extremely unfortunate such technical difficulties happened on this run. Yeah, and if we aren't too short on time, if possible, I would like to have just a couple closing words. Is that fine?
Absolutely.
We'll make a couple closing words for the game, if possible. So, this game is an incredible speedrun, and what I would love to say in the theme of Speedromizer, as you've probably noticed from my commentaries, a lot of this game, a lot of knowledge on this game is the mess around and find out stuff. I'm not sure why some triggers work or not. What exactly are we skipping in certain instances? Of course, there is a level of certainty enough to run the game proper, but really, this game can always use more and more runners. It can use tech people that could really look into it, like maybe visualize the triggers, maybe do some more in-depth code research. It's a shame that right now I'm the only active runner, but I hope one day someone comes and Space Marine gets revolutionized once again. And I'm gonna be continuing to spread awareness of how of how amazing the speedrun is. Space Marine is gonna be on GDQ 2025 in January. I will be showing it off there, and I'm incredibly thankful I was able to show it off here, despite the technical difficulties, but no marathon is truly without them. I guess I took one for the team. And yeah, I'm pretty much done here, and I wish my teacher, Falcon Luma, he's taught me Ace Combat X, which will be coming up next week. I wish him best of luck with his Catwoman run. Thank you so very much.